As always, poems of mine have some sort of background. So the background is pretty simple. I wasted an hour of my life and an evening traveling to Prithvi.
To go to another poetry slam?
To see some, as the paper put it, international poets. So there was someone from Spain and someone from the States, and the opening two poets put me so off. I said, yeah, if this is poetry I have never written. Everything I have written should be burned if this is poetry. So the poem is called An Evening Wasted. The man's poem was nothing but a Mobius strip of mediocrity, replete with repetition of the same thought in the same word with the same tone, which after the third repetition became as predictable as an old horse moans. And to think that he spoke in a language as vibrant as Hindi. Clearly, having been handed the palette, the only two colors this man managed to mix with his talent was black and white, become a putrid shade of grey. But then, along came this pale face, who only proceeded to disgrace the stage even further with his horrible rendition of the verbal volition that I had already been exposed to. He did an English adaptation of the same verse, which did as little for uplifting its meaning as a French translation of a Karan Johar film.
Oh my God.
And just to add insult to injury to my already assailed ears, he also had a pitiful attempt at sound effects, which only moved me to quit trying tears, because like spilt milk, there was no point crying. For his next work of art, he resorted to a poem from a writing exercise called I Write, to which my first thought was,
why?
Must you? And so he spewed this list that made me clench my teeth and my fist, as he cited every reason, from having too many split ends to not having enough imaginary friends. The only good thing about this list was that it had an end. Now I don't know if such a category exists, but the following poem made a pretty strong cause for it. Think of it as poetry with Tourette syndrome. Because this punctuated palindrome made no sense coming out of his mouth or going into my ears. And with every sporadic yell of "Rob the lamp," I could feel the damp fog of pain wrap around my brain. But with any luck, this man's lamp might just light, and pretty soon we might see the likes of a particular Khan with Tourette's performing this very same side. Okay, come here. You never know. His following piece was so absurd that to feel my pain, and I mean this, you need to hear it word for word. I've actually memorized this, it was so bad.
God.
Be more radical. Be more radical now. Be more radical now, you. Be more radical now, you now. Be more radical now, you now, me. See? Of course, the straw that broke this camel's back came from an auditory attack which cemented his position as the chief hack of the evening. A minute of yells and screams, oohs and ahs, oohs and caws, which should have indicated that he had lost his mind, and somewhere behind there was a man waiting with a straitjacket. Alas, this was not what the majority ruled. And so, I hastily made a retreat, because life is far too short to suffer such fools.
What do you say? He deserves that, right?
I'm okay.
You're not drinking? I'm not drinking either. So, Parmesh, that goes to you, man. Cheers. But a big hand for Alfred, come on!
Yeah, don't stop. Yeah, don't stop. Yeah, don't stop. Yeah, don't stop.